Hey everybody, this is Ozark Prepper One, and it's been a couple weeks since I made a video. And right now we're approaching November 3rd, and I don't know what will happen after that, what kind of reaction we're going to get. Uh, my gut tells me no matter who wins, the lefties are going to act stupid because they're going to be, they always act stupid anyway, but they're going to be emboldened if their guy wins. And if the guy on the right wins, they're going to be angry and mad. So either way, they're probably going to cause problems, or it's possible pockets of trouble here and there. But you just don't know. None of us have a crystal ball. But what we do have is time. Not a whole lot from now and then, but you got enough time you can slip in and get a few things you need and get a few things that in order. You got you some food put back. You got your clean water, or because that's what you need to survive, to keep your organism going. But when it comes to defense tools, you need to have a couple by you, maybe one or two, just enough, one for each of you in your home. And you need to have some elsewhere for in case those that you have are taken. You could be robbed. You could be swarmed by a bunch of people wearing camouflage that say, "We're here to take these." And you can either live to see another day, or you can hand them your less cared about tools, you know, your lower value tools, one that won't really strike much fear or much of a dent in something. So that's the ones you keep around, but you keep one good one with you too, because you want to be accurate and you want to be effective. But you put your your real goods in a safe place, and then when you need them, you'll know where they're at, and nobody else will, and they'll still be there, and they'll survive all that. And don't put them, 10 feet away from your home. You'll have to have a good hiding spot, good hidey spot, because when it comes down to it, they'll look everywhere they can look. But that's one thing to consider, and get good at hiding things. Find places to hide your food. Hide secret stashes of food. You know, you can take some old shack like I live in, which I haven't done it, so don't even try. Don't think it's here, but what if a guy, okay, this wall right here is where I backed into it with a chair. But let's say nobody backed into it with a chair. You actually just you cut it out, or you took a piece of paneling off of a wall, and then you make you a little secret shelf in there. You put your paneling back, and you make it look nice. You do it where it's professional. It's covered. It's out of sight and out of mind. But when you need it, it's there. You could do that in a house. You could do it in your outbuildings, and you could have an old junk car, and there's all kinds of little secret stash spots you could put inside an old junk car, and nobody think anything of it. These are just examples, and this stuff's been done in the real world, all over the world. People had to do it to survive, and because some of your people in your immediate vicinity, your neighbors and stuff will rob you and not even have any remorse about doing it. And you can have something where you save for years be gone in a day. And you if you have all your things in one basket, they can easily just hit the jackpot when they come to your house when you're not there, or you're just not prepared for that situation. So you got to diversify. Put things in a good spot, several good spots, and you can leave some little bait spots for the marauders. Make them think they found the jackpot when really all they found was a little handful, and they won't be back because they think they picked you clean of all your cans of outdated spinach. Something you don't want. But it's something I would think about now because the time's getting shorter to that date, and we don't know what happens after that. These clowns are always creating some kind of event, some kind of hoax to get everybody in fear and worried about stuff. And if you're prepared, you don't have to live in fear. There's healthy fear is good. That's what keeps you from getting hurt. And that keeps you from walking into traps. And you got youngsters, raise them up to be aware of these things. You can't just tell candy coat life. You can't keep them in the dark about all the bad things that go on in this world. They reach a certain age, and when they start to understand things, you need to let them know, the bad things that are going on. You don't have to go into detail and the horror and stuff, but you need to let them know what they need to steer clear of, the type of people they need to stay away from. And if we have any kind of economy in the future, you need to teach them how to make it and how to save and how to not live beyond their means, because that's what's destroyed our country. People have tried to live way beyond their means. And when you got, in this country, I'd say there's 200 million people doing that, at least. The others are old, and others are there's disabled. But I would say 200 million people try to live beyond what they can afford to impress people that don't care. And that is the downfall of this empire. Because while everybody's distracted with that, they're not seeing what's happening to them by their leaders, and they're even in their local community. If you got toys and fun things, and life is just bliss because you got all this money, that you're chasing, and you're chasing your fancy vehicles and your fancy toys, then you're blind to the storm coming at you in the near future. And you're doing yourself a disservice, and you're doing your children and your wife a disservice when you have that mentality, that style of living. And we all know people like that. It doesn't mean they're bad people. It just means they don't know. Their awareness is not there when it comes to what's coming. Cognitive dissonance. That's a key word. But anyway, I've been up since early this morning, and I don't make any sense. So y'all have a good rest of your week. Ozark Pepper One out.